So in this video, we are going to learn how to add Instamojo payment details to Google Sheet and send email for failed payment. So guys, if you're using Instamojo to collect online payments from your customers, this automation is for you. So using this automation, whenever you are going to receive a new sale, a new payment on your Instamojo account, if the payment gets successful, then in this automation, we are going to add the details of that new payment into a Google Sheet. But by chance, for any reason, the payment got failed by the customer, then in that case, guys, after having the payment that got failed, we will be sending an email to the customer who was attempting to payment that their payment got failed and they can retry and make the payment as well. Now guys, how you can set up this automation? To know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Instamojo to Google Sheets and Gmail. And then just click on Create. Now you can see that a workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have 2 different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those 2 concepts, those 2 principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with the trigger window. So the idea here is, first, we have to connect our Instamojo account with Pabbly Connect in such a way that whenever a new payment will be received on our Instamojo account, we will get the details of that new payment inside Pabbly Connect. Then after that, guys, here we have 2 conditions. So when we connect our Instamojo smart pages with Pabbly Connect using the webhook URL, the method which we are going to use to make this connection over here in this trigger window, then after making the connection, we get the details of the payment for both the events. Like if the payment is successful, then also we get the response that the payment is successful. But if the customer tries to make the payment and payment fails, then also this trigger will fire and we will get the response, we will get the details inside Pabbly Connect. So we are going to set up 2 conditions, a router. We are going to create 2 routes in this automation workflow in such a way that if we successfully receive the payment, then we are going to add the details of that successful payment into a Google Sheet. But if we don't receive the payment successfully, if the payment fails for some reason and we get the response of failed payment, then in that case, we are going to send an email to the same customer who tried to make the payment and notify them that the payment which they were making has been failed. So in this way, we are going to create 2 different routes. And this is just an example. Instead of this, guys, you can use the same logic of router or creating routes in your automation workflow for your different routes. Like we are going to set up a first route for a successful payment and we are going to set up a second route for failed payment. So how it is done, how you can use it, let's see. Now here in trigger window, in choose app, first we have to search for Instamojo. Just select Instamojo. And then in trigger event from the drop down, select new sales. After selecting our trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. And we are going to use this webhook URL to connect our Instamojo smart page with Pabbly Connect. So just copy this webhook URL from here and then follow the help text given below over here. So here, guys, we want to add this webhook URL into a smart payment page which we have created on our Instamojo account. So this is my Instamojo account and we have come to this smart pages section. And here I have created a page named as programming language. Let's open this in edit mode. Go to edit page. So here, guys, you will see I have created this page and using this same page, I'm selling 3 different products. So the title is programming languages. Then we will scroll down and here you can see the 3 different products. First one for this product, core PHP programming, and the amount is 9 rupees. The second product is learning Python basics. The amount is 11 rupees. And the third product is JavaScript tutorials and the amount is 10 rupees. So using the smart page, I'm collecting payment for the 3 different products. So whatever product, whatever course the user wants to buy, they can select and make the payment to make the purchase. Then after this, we have this pay button. So here, guys, what you have to do to add this webhook URL into your Instamojo smart page, you just have to scroll down in this edit mode of the smart page. And after scrolling down under this page setting, you will get an option named as add webhook. And here you can see this button is turned off. You just have to turn this button on, and then you have to paste the same webhook URL which we have copied from Pabbly Connect over here. Just copy it from here and paste it over here under this enter the webhook URL section. After adding this webhook URL, just click on this save and update page. Yes, save it. So in this way, we have successfully connected this smart payment page which we have created in our Instamojo account with Pabbly Connect using the webhook URL. Now, every time we are going to receive a new payment using this smart page, or whenever a customer tries to make a payment using this smart page, a new purchase we are going to get, automatically the details of that payment, that attempted payment, will be received inside Pabbly Connect workflow over here. So in this way, we have successfully connected our Instamojo smart page with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, what we have to do, here in Pabbly Connect, you can see that it is showing us waiting for webhook response. Now this means Pabbly Connect is waiting to get some data, some response of a new payment or a new sale from Instamojo. So what we are going to do, we are going to basically make a test payment. We will just copy the link of this page, like go to share page, copy the link, and in a new tab, we are going to paste the same link and visit our payment page. So this is the payment page which we have created. And here we are going to make a new payment. For example, let's select this product named as Core PHP Programming. Click on Pay Now. Here guys, we have to enter the details of a test customer or dummy customer. For example, I would like to name the customer as dummy customer. This is the name. Let's enter the email address as well. And also the mobile number. After entering all of these details, just click on Pay button. And let me make a new payment, a live payment we are going to make over here. And the payment is done. So here guys, we will see that we will just now receive a new payment on our Instamojo account. We have successfully received this payment. And after receiving this payment, because we have actually connected this smart page with Pabbly Connect using the webhook URL, we will see the details of this same payment which we have made just now will be received inside Pabbly Connect workflow as well. So let's go to Pabbly Connect. And yes guys, here you can see that in our Pabbly Connect workflow, we have received some response. And in this response, you can see that we have received the details of the same payment. So the first thing which we have is the seller's account ID. Then we have here payment status, that what is the status of the payment which we have received. So it is a successful payment. We have successfully made the payment. So here we have received the payment status as successful. But if the payment for some reason gets failed, here we will get a response of failed payment as well. And we will see this in the later part of the video. Then we have the resource URI, then we have the payment ID, the transaction ID of this particular payment. We have the currency, we have the date and time, the exact date and time, that at what date and time this payment was received. Then we have the payment amount, then we have the ID of the page. We will scroll down, we can see the quantity, the purpose, the product which we have selected, Core PHP Programming. So using this page, we were selling 3 products. But here guys, in this response, you can see that the product for which we made the payment is received, Core PHP Programming. So here we have the amount and it is multi-pricing. So we have added multiple pricing options. So here you can see that. Then we will scroll down guys, and here you can see the details of the customer as well. Like we have the name of the customer, the email address and the mobile number of the customer as well. So in this way guys, we have successfully received all the details of a new payment which we have received from Instamojo inside Pabbly Connect of a successful payment. Now after receiving this payment details, what we wanted to do, if the payment is successful, then we want to send this data or the details of the payment in our Google Sheet. But just in case if the payment is failed, then we want to send an email to the customer that the payment which they were trying to make has been failed. Now guys, to do so, what we have to do, as we discussed, we are creating 2 different routes in this automation workflow. And for that, we just have to scroll down, come to our action window, and here in choose app, we have to use a feature of Pabbly Connect, and that is called router. Just select router over here. After selecting router by Pabbly, by default it has created 2 routes, but by clicking on this add route button, you can actually create or add multiple routes as well, as many as you want. So here we have 2 routes and we also want to create 2 routes over here. First route will be for the successful payment and the second route will be for the failed payment. So let's rename these routes as well. Let's rename it. I want to rename the first route as payment successful. Let's update it and let's rename the second route as payment failed. and click on update. So if the payment is successful, then the automation workflow will be executed or continued using the first route. And it will follow the steps and actions which will be adding in this first particular route. And just in case if the payment is failed, then this automation workflow will be executed with the second route. And all the action steps or the filter conditions which we are going to add in the second route, that will be followed. It will continue with the second route over here. So here let's set up the first route because we have captured this response right now for the successful payment. So for that, just click on this set filter and action step. And after clicking here, the first thing it asks us is the filter. That what is the condition, how this automation workflow will detect that which route it has to choose. So here guys, it is given an filter. And whenever the filter condition which we are going to mention over here, it will be completed, will be set as true, then this automation workflow will be executed with this route. So how it is done, how you can set up it, let's see. So we have added this condition on the payment successful status, that if the payment status is successful, then we want this automation workflow to be executed with this route. So here guys, the first thing it asks us is select label. And in the drop down below select label, you can see a list of all the responses which we have received from Instamojo of a new payment. And out of all of these responses, we have to select this response of payment status. Just select this response and it should be equals to success. So here in value, we are going to enter success as it is. So if we get this response of success for payment status, then in that case, this automation workflow will be executed using this route. So we have added the filter condition, the filter type is equals to, and then just click on save and send test request. Now, because right now we have made a successful payment and captured the response for the same, here you can see that in this filter condition, it is showing us that the condition is true. And whenever the filter condition will be true, automation workflow will be executed further using this route. After this, after the condition is true, after this filter, we wanted to add these details into our Google Sheet. So we will just scroll down, click on this add action step button, and here in choose app, search for Google Sheets. Just select it. And then in action event from the drop down, we have to select add new row. Click on connect and select add new connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our Google Sheets account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, click on this sign in with Google button and then select your Google Sheets account. Scroll down and click on continue. And as we click on continue, we will see our Google Sheets account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. So here guys, after successfully connecting our Google Sheets account, the first thing it asks us is to select the spreadsheet. And in the drop down below, you will see a list of all the spreadsheets which we have created in our Google Sheets account. So out of all of these spreadsheets, it is asking us in which Google spreadsheet we want to add this new row, this new data. So I have created this spreadsheet named as Instamojo payment data. And in this particular spreadsheet, I want to add the details of all the successful payments which we are receiving on Instamojo. So from this drop down, what we are going to do, we are going to just select the spreadsheet in which we want to add the data. Then it is asking us to select the sheet. So here guys, in select sheet, you can see that in this Google spreadsheet, right now I have only one sheet named as sheet 1. That is why from this drop down, we will be selecting sheet 1. And after selecting it, all the columns of data which we have created in this Google Sheet can be seen over here inside Pabbly Connect as fields. So we have created payment ID, date and time, customer name, email, phone number, amount and status. All of these details, we have basically created all of these columns of data in our Google Sheet. And we can see all of these columns in our Pabbly Connect workflow as well. So guys, we have to just map the respective data in the given field of Instamojo payment details. Like here in field of payment ID, we want to mention the payment ID of the payment which we have just now received. So we have received these details from Instamojo and we have to map this data over here. And the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field and in the drop down below, you will see a list of all the responses which we have received from Instamojo. And out of all of these responses, we have this response of payment ID. Just select this response and map it over here. So whatever payment ID we are going to receive from Instamojo, the same payment ID will be added in the new row of data of a new payment in our Google Sheet. Now let's map the date and time. Just click here. We have also received the date and time of the payment, that is completed at, payment completed at. Just select this response and map it. Then it is asking us customer name. So click here And from the drop down, you can actually search for the name of the customer as well. Like here, you can see the buyer name field. Just select it and map it over here. Then let's search for email and map it over here as well. Select email. After mapping the email, let's map the phone number. So let's search for phone number. This is the response of phone number. Select it and map it over here. After this, we have to map the amount, that for what amount we have received the payment. So this is the amount of the payment. Just select it and map it. And at last, we want to update the status. So here guys, we have this payment status, that is success. Just select the status of success and map it over here. So in this way, you can basically map as many details as you want in the respective fields from Instamojo responses into your Google Sheet action step. And after mapping all the required data of your choice, just click on this Save and Send Test Request button. After clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we have received some response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that all the data which we have mapped over here, basically all the details of a new payment which we have made just now on Instamojo, will be added as a new row in our Google Sheet. So let's check it. We will go to our Google Sheet. And yes guys, here you can see that just now we have received all of these details. We have added all of these details in our Google Sheet. We have the payment ID, we have the date and time of the payment which we have just now made. We have the name of the customer, the same name dummy customer, the same email address, same phone number, same amount for which we made the payment, and the same status as success. Now this means guys, the connection or the automation workflow which we have created till now is working perfectly fine. So whenever we are going to receive a successful payment on our Instamojo account, automatically those successful payment details will be added as a new row in our Google Sheet. So we have successfully created this route 1. Let's close this. Now after this, let's move to route 2. And in route 2, what we want that if the payment is failed, then we want to actually send an email to the customer who was trying to make the payment. So before setting it up, let's collect a response for this payment failure. So just click on this recapture webhook response button. And now once again, it has changed to waiting for webhook response. So once again, we have to make a payment, and this time we will be making a failed payment. So here guys, what we are going to do, I'll just close this tab. Let's copy the link of the same payment page once again. Just go to the share page section, copy the payment page's link, and then paste it over here. And we are going to make a failed payment. How we can do that guys? Now to do so, what we will be doing? So we will attempt a payment without having sufficient money in the account. So this time let's select this product, Learning Python Basics. Click on Pay Now. And after that, let's enter the details of a new customer over here. For example, test customer. And the mobile number as well. Click on Pay. So let's attempt the payment. And here I have tried attempting a payment. And here you can see that the payment is failed. So I was not having sufficient amount of money in the account, and I tried making the payment using the UPI. And then here you can see that the payment is failed. Now because we have connected this smart payment page of Instamojo with Pabbly Connect using the webhook URL, and as I told you, it will also capture the response of the failed payment. So we will see in our Pabbly Connect workflow guys, here you can see that we have now captured the response. And this time guys, in this response, you can see that the payment status is failure. So here for both the condition, if the payment is successful or failed, for both the condition, we will be getting a response inside Pabbly Connect. And that is why we have created this router. That if the payment is successful, then what we want this automation to do. And if the payment is failed, we have second route, that what we want this automation to do. So we have successfully created the route for payment successful. That is, we want to add the payment details into the Google Sheet. That is it. And in failed payment, we want to send a notification, an email to the customer who was attempting the payment. So here guys, you can see that the payment is now completely failed. Now after capturing this response, let's set up this second route, and that is click on this set filter and actions tab. Here in select label guys, from the drop down, from Instamojo responses, select the same response of payment status. And then here the filter type will be equals to, and the value will be failure. So this is the exact same value which we will be getting from response in Instamojo of a failed payment. Click on Save and Send Test Request. And because we have again captured the response of a failed payment, and then we have added this filter condition, that is why it is showing us the condition is true. Because we have received failure as response in this payment status label over here. Now after this, what we want to do, we want to send an email to the customer who was trying to attempt the payment. So here guys, in response of Instamojo, you can see that we have received all the details of the payment and also the details of the customer who was trying to make the payment. Similar as we have received the response in payment successful mode. So here what we have to do, we just have to send an email. Just go to the second route and then click on this add action step button. And here in choose app, search for Gmail. Select Gmail. Then in action event from the drop down, select send email as the action event. Click on connect and select add new connection. Now here guys, you have to connect your Gmail account from which you want to send the emails. So click on this connect with Gmail button. Select your Gmail account. Scroll down and click on continue. And as we click on continue, we will see our Gmail account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. Now guys, after connecting our Gmail account in this actions tab, the first thing it asks us is the recipient email address. That what is the email address of the user of the customer to whom we want to send this email. So we have received the email address from Instamojo responses. So let's search for the response of email, select it and map it over here. So whatever email address the customer will be entering while making the payment, the same email address, on the same email address, we will be sending the email that the payment has been failed. Then if you want, you can add one user or some of your team members in CC or BCC as well. Right now, I don't want to add anyone, so I'm just ignoring them. And then it is asking us sender's name, that by what name you want to send this email. For example, I want to send the email by the name of Pabbly. So we have selected Pabbly over here. Then what will be the email subject line? What will be the subject line of the email? So I want the subject line of my email to be payment fail notification. So instead of this guys, you can basically enter anything, any text, any subject line of your email according to your choice, according to your requirement. You can completely change the sender's name, email, body of the email and all of these details. Then if you want, you can add some reply to email address as well. Right now, I don't want to add, so I'm just ignoring it. Then it is asking us email content type. So in the drop down below, we have two different options. Either we can create a plain email or we can create an HTML based email. So according to your requirement, you can select the email content type as well. Right now, I just want to send a plain email, so I'm selecting this. And then here it comes the email content. And here in this section, we have to actually create the body of the email which we want to send. So I want my email to be hello, and after hello, I want to mention the name of the customer. So for example, I'll search for the response of name of the customer and map it over here. So whatever customer who will be trying to make the payment, but to the same customer name, we will be sending this email. And here after this, in this email, I want to mention the name of the product for which they were trying to make the payment. So from Instamojo, we have received the response of the product name, the course name, that was Learning Python Basics. So we'll be mapping that name over here. Okay, so this is the kind of email which I want to send. So the subject line is payment failure notification. So this is the subject line of the email which we want to send, and this is the body of the email. Basically, instead of this, you can create any email of your choice according to your requirement. You can create any of the body of the email as per your requirement. After creating the email body, the next two field we have is the file name and attachment. So using this action event of Gmail, if you want, you can send any of the file as an attachment as well to the user. But right now in this video, we don't want to send any type of file attachment. So we are just ignoring these fields for now. And then let's click on the save and send test request button. After clicking on save and send test request, here you can see that we have received a response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the email whose content, whose body which we have created over here is been sent to the same customer whose email address we have mapped over here. Basically the same customer who was trying to make the payment on our Instamojo account, but the payment failed. Now here guys, what we have to do, we just have to check the inbox of this email address. So we'll just go to a new tab, go to Gmail. And yes guys, here you can see that a new email has been received to the same user. The email says payment failure notification. We have the same subject line which we have added in Pabbly Connect. Then the email says hello test customer, means the name of the same customer who was trying to make the payment. We regret to inform that the recent payment for learning Python basics has failed. Please check the details of the payment and try again. If you continue to experience issues, please contact our customer support team. Thank you, regards. So this is the same email body with the same subject line and the same details of the payment as well. Now this means the action step of inside Pabbly Connect which we have created of sending email is also working perfectly fine. And we have successfully created this second route as well. Now here guys, you can see that the automation workflow which we were trying to create is created successfully. Now every time if we receive a new payment on our Instamojo smart page, if the payment is successful, then we want that the payment details should be added in our Google Sheet. And this automation workflow will be doing the same. And just in case if the payment fails for some reason, then we will be sending an email to the customer who are trying to make the payment from our Gmail account. So guys, after setting up this automation, let's test this automation workflow and check whether this automation is working fine or not. So once again, we will go to our Instamojo payment page and we will try to make another payment over here. So this time, let's select the product as JavaScript tutorial. Click on Pay Now. Let's enter the details of the customer. For example, click on Pay and let's make a payment over here. This time, let's try this with a successful payment. So let's try to make a successful payment over here. And the payment is done. So right now you can see that just now on our Instamojo smart page which we have created, we have received a successful payment. And we will see as we receive this successful payment, within second, instantly the same payment details will be added in our Google Sheet. Because we have created this route that if the payment is successful, add the details in Google Sheet. So let's check it. And yes guys, here you can see that in our Google Sheet, the same details are now added. We have the same payments ID, we have the date and time of the payment, we have the customer name, email, customer phone number, amount and the status as well. So here guys, you can see that this automation workflow which we have created is working perfectly fine. And just in case for any reason the customer's payment failed, then we will be sending an email to the same customers too. So not just these applications guys, you can connect plenty of other applications using Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing. You will find the clone link of the same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone this same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this workflow for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can post them on forum.pabbly.com. So if this video was helpful to you, you can obviously like this video, comment down your suggestion and don't forget to share it with others. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.